Manchester United.
Let's get the maximum out of each other and the most results possible, and I think we did an okay job.
You enjoyed it?
I really did. It's been an amazing period, very short but very intense. You can imagine. Me and my colleagues as well, we're in an uncertain position, but I think we try to do our jobs and help the club, which is the most important, and the players, they done the rest.
I couldn't help but notice.
And yeah, I can't thank them enough.
We have a lot of players with big qualities, and I don't want to touch names because I feel that people get too excited after one game and too disappointed after another. You see, and today because it feels that. Lost a little bit of faith from some fans and everything, and I was telling him after the game, there's going to be always people that will moan about when you don't score, when you don't assist, when you don't perform, but it's a lot of people that like you and want you to succeed.
We've definitely not showed enough desire around their goals to defend our box and to defend our goal. 2 shots, and you can play well, but it's got to be with a purpose, and that's to try and create and score goals.
The goal for 2 came off the Leicester defender.
No, it comes from my knee to his
onto
knee.
Him.
Yeah, but I don't know if the ball was going to go the goal or not, and you neither, so you should have given the goal to me. I think the fantasy manager won't be really happy with you guys, but that's not me.
We'll come on to Ruud van Nistelrooy maybe in a little while, but obviously everything that's happening at Manchester United at the moment is viewed through the prism of the arrival of Ruben Amorim. So when you look at the performance of some of the players today, how could some of them fit into these sort of 2 number 10s he plays behind the main striker?
Well, it's going to be a big change, a big culture shock, really, particularly for the wingers. I mean, Erik ten Hag obviously played with a lot of width, and now Man United will be playing a lot narrower. But Bruno Fernandes has never really shined in this position. He's very comfortable. So for me, of course, being the lead and the captain, and particularly his goal today, Ahmad, who's been a revelation, to be honest. He's bided his time, but a great little touch and a fantastic finish. And yeah, you can see Bruno was saying about himself. He's a player I feel is very comfortable in his position, but without asking for wingers to be comfortable like Bruno is, the way Amorim wants to play, of being narrow. But it's those 4. Look how many men they have in the box there. And I'm with him there. I would have claimed it as well, but it's sad for him. Here, Ahmad here, being narrow, now he can drive with the ball, drive towards the centre arse. And when you get centre-backs nearly committing fouls, it's really difficult for these players to stop. And Garnacho here, he stays out wide, he makes his run out wide, sets it, goes, and at times you would feel like he would want it again there, but he always wants to stay in the game and he always wants to stay moving. Bruno here, you can see clearly he wants the ball in bundles of space where it's going to be effective going into this new role, new system. Garnacho, staying on the move, makes the run, and for me this is an incredible finish, but I really want to see someone who scores a goal like that, fan, disrupt a celebration, because for me, that's goals like that don't come often. So for me, please celebrate, enjoy it.
As a wide player, how difficult is that transition from sort of wide as part of a front 3 or 4 or whatever it is to then being sort of narrower as part of a front 3?
Yeah, so I had an interesting experience when I was at Southampton. I was asked to do a role that I wasn't quite comfortable doing, or took away my strengths, should we just say.
And that was as that sort of
as a number 10, a
yeah.
narrow 10, and the system was brilliant, but for me as a player, it took away all my strengths, what I was good at. Now I have to play in a sort of certain role, and this is why I'm saying about taking certain strengths away from players, which is going to really hinder teams. But I'd probably say, looking at Man United's structure of their team, Mount and maybe Sancho are probably perfect examples that could challenge that 10 as well when they're fit. And of course, being at the club, Sancho is at Chelsea. That's not going to help, is it? I found it quite interesting and very difficult at times to be in that position when back against the goal, because that wasn't my strength. I like to be out wide when I can come onto the ball and commit defenders. So, yeah, these players, particularly Rashford, is going to have to adapt in that role.
Manchester United's midfield has at times this season been all over the place. Huge gaps. Teams have been able to run through them. That has changed under Ruud van Nistelrooy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a small tactical tweak of just not allowing the game to be so expansive. Under Erik ten Hag, it was, we're going to be really wide, we're going to keep the ball, but they kept losing the ball. They had really high width. But as you can see here, the two, Ugarte and Casemiro, playing together looking after each other, right in the middle of the pitch. I think that's really important. But just look, they're never too far away from each other. So when one makes a mistake, don't worry, the second one's there to help him out. And they worked as a partnership, and they really were just closer. Look, when you see it in weeks gone past, they were 30, 40 metres away from each other. Now, look, they're playing little passes with each other, controlling. This is what Casemiro brings. This is what Ugarte brings to your team. There's a reason they were at the clubs they were at before, but this is the best one for me. Look where Ugarte is. How many times have you saw a Man United midfielder actually going out to press somebody? Very rarely. They're always chasing back, and it's not their strength. But then he has the quality, the know-how and the nous to go, right, we don't have to go and get after Leicester now. We'll just keep the ball. And this is perfect, look. Getting after him, Casemiro backing him up. And then watch, Van Nistelrooy's doing it, but just in the background, Casemiro shouting at the other boys. This is what we have to do. This is the work. And this is the bit that people don't talk about with Ugarte. His range of passes is fantastic. Under pressure, on his weak foot, sets a build. And Ruud Van Nistelrooy should take a lot of credit in the way he's tactically tweaked it. But you can see here with the stats, Casemiro was second on all of these, by the way. So Ugarte and Casemiro, excellent.
Do you think Van Nistelrooy's tactical tweaks have been done to help Amorim's arrival?
I think they've been done for him. We saw many
just
arguments.
He thought it was the right thing to do.
It was glaringly obvious to all of us that it was too expansive and they were leaving people exposed. I think we saw arguments with Van Nistelrooy and Ten Hag on the side of the pitch where he's probably trying to say to him, can you implement these things? And now he's got his opportunity to do it. He's done it, and fair play to him. Fair play to him. That's what it's all about.
He has sort of... Look, there's a long way to go for Manchester United, but I suppose he has sort of set a little bit of a platform now, a base for Amorim. He has changed. He sort of changed the atmosphere around the place in
you hit the nail on the
those
head.
4 games.
He's created a good atmosphere, and he's created a winning mentality now where the players feel good about themselves. Got a new manager. They're going to run harder. Of course they are with a new manager and press. But he's set that standard of this is what I expect now, week in, week out. And it's credit to him. And I feel that it's going to be interesting if he stays around. That's the difficulty right now. They've got a decision to make.
What would you do?
I feel, for me, Van Nistelrooy would want more. He want to actually take it on himself to do something. And I think he's done himself a lot of credit to actually go off and do his own thing.
They've got to move him on as well, though.
Amorim has to move him on.
Absolutely, because he's coming in with all his staff, all his ideas. With great respect, it's been comfortable for Man United players at times. Make it uncomfortable, remove all of that old legacy and run to a new path.
As you saw there as well, that first game for Ruben Amorim is Ipswich away, and that will be on a Sunday as well, so you'll see that with us here on Match of the Day